Oh, there we go. Good afternoon and good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube channel and CoffeeStream number 259. I hope everyone had a great weekend and is back and ready for a fun stream. I'm only going to do an hour today because I've got Logan. He was super exhausted this morning from our trip to the cottage, so I'm just giving him a break, so to speak. So I'm gonna keep it for an hour to keep him from getting into too much trouble, and hopefully we will have a good fun time. We have some news, of course, and before we start the news, we're gonna start with a bit of a rant. Because although I was not on Twitter much over the weekend, I noticed this ridiculous crap going around Twitter starting last week, actually. But I noticed this going around Twitter this morning, last night, where someone, I'm not entirely sure what committee or what body of good doers, I guess, decided to do this. But somewhere along the lines, the phrase blind spot has been replaced with the phrase dead angle, which I'm not too sure why. Apparently blind spot is ableist. Because apparently describing a place where you can't see or having a, implacable bias in one direction or another, or whatever the context of the phrase blind spot may be, that's apparently ableist. What am I doing? I'm doing my show. Yeah, I'm doing my show. Are you gonna color? Or your hat? Are you gonna go play in the playroom? You're gonna sit on the couch? As you can tell, Logan has entered the room. Logan, can you say hi? Where's your book? Did you find it? Yeah. Good. In my colors. And your colors? I get it. Everybody's saying hi to you, buddy. Can you say hi, chat? Hi, Dad. Hi, chat. He's busy getting his crayons out right now. So let's see here. So yes, dead angle is apparently replacing the term blind spot, and I love the tweet that I saw at the end of the tweet. It said, "Everyone start using this term until everyone else conforms." And I'm like, oh, wow, that just speaks volumes, doesn't it? That's just, oh my God. So now I'm trying to figure out what's next. If blind spot is conformity is for sheep, exactly. Dead people don't protest. That's true. That's true. However, they do, and they also tell no tales. So that's, I guess, a good thing. So, blind drunk, what's that going to be changed to now? Let's see. I can't even think of a good one. Or blind faith. Tone deaf will be the next thing. Watch. Oh, God. It will. It will. Pinklow, you're right. Tone deaf is going to be the next thing. Angle drunk. So that's my little rant about dead angles. And I love how my favorite thing is how all the person who put this out has the term crippled in their username, but I guess it's okay for an actually disabled person to say crippled, but not for an able-bodied person to say something like blind spot. Pardon? Me up, please, Mommy? You want to sit in my lap? Yeah. Okay, come. But don't touch anything, okay? Okay. Okay. I get it. No, don't get anything. What are you getting? I get it. I think that... You shall rule this day. And on! Stop the stab you, vile woman! Uh-oh. Stab you, vile woman! You can't play with Stewie. Why? Because Stewie will teach you bad things. Why? Because Stewie is not a nice baby. Don't close the door, buddy. Keep it open. So Mommy can hear you. Bye, Mommy. No, bye. Bye, Mommy. Keep the door open. Did you know kids are cute? Yes, I did. Except now I have to go open the door so I can hear where he went. Oh, he's still in here. You tricky boy. And evil, yes. He's hiding behind the wolf blanket. I find you, yes. Bang! Bang? Why are you saying bang? Bang! Careful. Goodbye, me. Okay, don't scream. All right. Okay, Mommy's going to read news, okay, buddy? So can you sit down and color? Okay. Whoa. Careful. So what we're gonna continue with the ridiculousness. And we're gonna read about lunch shaming in California, of course. California bill seeks to ban lunch shaming, will guarantee state-funded meals for students. So let me guess, they're going to provide state-funded meals for all students so everybody feels included. This is a Fox News story, and Gun Fox sent it in through Discord. That is a toy saw. I don't need that hat. It'll be too small for me. You wear it. Holy moly, he just pushed me back. I mean, I know my chair's on wheels, but I'm sitting in it. You're strong. You're a very strong boy. Did you know that? Why are you spitting? Do you have cat hair in your mouth?
No.
Is that better? Okay, can Mommy read the news now?
Mommy, that beers. No.
Up, please, now?
Yeah.
Can Mommy read the news after that? Let me think about that, he says. No, no, you cannot read the news, Mommy. You must entertain me, even though you didn't want me to play with you the whole morning until now. Nope, leave Mommy's drawer closed. There's nothing in Mommy's drawer for you. All right.
A new link, California. A new link, California. Bill hopes that lunch shaming will be a thing of the past as it guarantees that students in schools will receive state-funded lunches, even if their parents have failed to pay.
But how are you going to pay for those? You haven't seen anything yet, Blind, says Skeptalk. I can't stay long. I'm waiting for the bus. Oh, no worries, Costin.
Link, meal fees. Period. Governor Gavin Newsom signed into law the new piece of legislation, which bans the process in which institutions deny students a meal of their choice due to unpaid fees.
Okay. I mean, I don't want kids to go hungry, right? But I also don't think that this is hard. This is a hard one.
A box.
Yes, you did find a box. That's the box that Mommy's guitar came in.
Goodbye, me. Goodbye, me.
You're in the closet.
Oh, yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
The law amends the 2017 Child Hunger Prevention and Fair Treatment Act by requiring schools to invalidate policies that ask officials to give alternative meals to students who have unpaid fees.
But what's an alternative meal? So they're still giving them a meal.
Goodbye, me. Goodbye, me.
Gee, it's almost like they're wanting the children to eat all the same food. It's going to be... Next, they're going to be dressing the same and talking the same, says Pincolo. Yeah.
Link, according to Newsom. Period. Link. Candy corn originally had, he said students who are given these cheaper alternative lunches cause them to stick out from their peers.
Why King?
Why link? Because a link is... Why am I explaining links to a 2-year-old?
Why?
Why? Hi, Irate. Can you say hi, Irate?
Hi.
I have Logan with me today. Yes, uniforms.
Middle school students getting lunch items in the cafeteria line. Image.
So here's Yeah, here's a picture of kids getting
Middle school. Newsom said he was inspired by the
food.
story of Ryan Coyote, a 9-year-old boy from West Park Elementary who drew attention to how kids at his school were singled out because they didn't have enough money in their food accounts. Coyote used his allowance, which totaled $74.80, to pay off his third grade class's lunch debt.
Mommy,
You are currently on it.
you get me.
How did he get 70? How did the 9-year-old have an allowance worth of $74?
Link. According to ABC7, creating a California for all means ensuring schools are inclusive, accepting, and welcoming of all kids. These bills help move us closer to that goal, Newsom said in a statement.
Oh my goodness. Where's the money gonna come from for this though?
Ow!
Be careful.
I hit my dog.
You hurt your sock?
Yeah.
How can you hurt your sock?
I hit a door. Mommy.
You hurt your sock on the door. All right then. Apparently socks have feeling now. I didn't know this.
Newsom met with Kyoto in August, a meeting the governor declared was an honor. Link. The governor of California. Link. View Twitter.
So this is just a tweet from Gavin Newsom, which I'm going to
Oh, yeah.
he's just saying that he had the honor of meeting this kid and how amazing he is. So it says, this amazing young man saved his allowance and used it to pay his classmates' lunch debt. For Ryan, it was just Logan. It was just wrong that some kids couldn't afford to eat lunch. He's right about that, Newsom said at the time. Well, yeah, it is wrong. But, I mean...
Ow, my finger.
I don't...
Ow, my finger. Ow, my finger. Ow, my finger.
Your finger...
Yeah. I hurt my. Wow.
So, let's see here.
Steps to limit the so-called lunch shaming have taken root in recent years, even before SB 265 was introduced by Newsom. Senator Bernie Sanders tweeted back in June after hearing of
Logan.
Senator Bernie Sanders tweeted back in June after hearing of Coyote's story that he would provide year-round universal school meals if elected president of the United States.
Universal year-round school lunches. That's a lot of money. I mean, and I understand. See, and I feel bad about saying that because you don't want kids to go hungry, right? Hey, Churchy. I just want to know where this money's coming from.
Link. Bernie's links. When we are in the White House, we are going to provide year-round, free universal school meals.
Okay, why does Bernie always talk like that? When we are in the White House, we will provide universal school lunches. Nutrition is essential at the early age. I know. That's why I'm like, I want them, like, I want kids to eat lunch, right? They all deserve to eat. But where's the money going to come from to pay for all this? Hi, P-Dog.
Link. HT. Link.
Mommy.
Link.
Yeah.
It's up.
You're stuck.
It's up.
What's stuck?
This. It's up. It's up.
Can you leave it?
Oh,
Oh, okay.
oh.
So that story, and now we're going to move on to something else hilarious and silly. My problem with universal school lunches is that it's usually glorified prison food, and the education system here squanders their budget and only asks for more each year. That's a very good point, Churchy. Bernie will only be in the White House as a guest. Yep. I'm sitting in my chair.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, if I open the door, will you go in the playroom?
No.
No. No. So let's read about. Where's the headline here? Here it is. Police converging on local filmmaker. So can police converge on local filmmakers using fake firearms after calls of people with fake guns in Stockton? Oh my goodness. That's ridiculous. Let's read here.
Stockton, CBS 13. Stockton filmmaker Keith Lee said a group of police officers swarming his crew in an area market parking lot isn't a scene from his upcoming Amazon Prime TV series. It was in response to a report of people with guns in the area. All we could hear was get down, get down, get down on the ground, Leah said. So we just obliged. We know what police voices sound like, so we just got down on the ground.
That's fun. That's funny and sad all at the same time. My high school had enough money to maintain or to buy and maintain over a dozen sports fields for extracurriculars, and didn't have money for even the most basic needs parents had to pay. Yep. Movies using fake prop weapons, how dare they, says irate prostate. Yeah.
Leah told CBS 13 that he got permission from the market's owner to do the scene in front of the store using airsoft guns. Link, image, credit, Keith Leah. Link,
so
image,
this is
credit, Keith Leah.
I think the picture of the scene that he was trying to shoot.
Correct, alive. Been going to that store for over 15 years, so I know the whole family at the store, so it wasn't a problem with us filming there, Leah said. CBS 13 was told by a spokesperson with Stockton Police that, we encourage anyone who plans on making a video that includes displaying replica firearms in public to notify and coordinate with us in advance. Fortunately, we had a sergeant who quickly took charge and de-escalated this situation to ensure everyone was safe. So
if you're going to do a movie or a TV show, you not only need to get permission from the store owner, you're supposed to tell the cops. I guess that makes sense, though. Sweetie, not so loud.
Go here.
Also, Link. Also, Link. High school student arrested after. Leah told CBS 13 he's glad that the sergeant was there to help de-escalate the situation. The rest of them should follow his example because he was calm, Leah said. You know, he felt out the situation and asked the right questions. He wasn't aggressive at all. Leah said he tried to go to the police in the city to secure a permit and have a police presence at the film location as he had done in previous cities. You are currently out, but he told CBS 13 that Stockton didn't have permits.
Oh, okay. So he did.
Safari busy.
He did try to go to the police, but they didn't have that type of permit. So I wonder who's to blame here, because if he had gone to the police and they didn't have that type of paperwork, what do you do, right? Do you go ahead? Do you pick a different city?
CBS 13 contacted Buffria, the film commissioner recognized by the California Film Commission for Stockton/San Joaquin area, about the film permitting process. The commissioner told CBS 13 that there's a big gray area because there isn't a city ordinance that address the particulars of filming within the city limits. Also, he told us private properties don't require permits for filming. A filmmaker doesn't need permission from the property owner to film at that location. The city could ask for a special events permit if needed. There are no rules governing that process, according to the commissioner.
Okay, then. That seems rather silly. Do you want me to open the door so you can ride your Paw Patroller? Here, let me back up. Back up. Wait. There you go. Welcome. Sorry, guys. Okay.
Public properties do require a fee and a permit to film. We do not issue permits. We advise filmmakers on the proper path for their filming project, based on their needs and particulars. Weapons use is always part of our conversation. And again, a common sense procedure to prevent exactly what seems to have happened. Rhea told CBS 13 said, "We have worked with many legitimate filmmakers over the years. Location scouts and production companies know to notify local Leos if they plan to use firearms, fake or not."
Pincalo says it's still technically his fault. I can see that. Somebody didn't get his palm greased. Yeah, I still would have called right before filming, says Churchy. Yeah. Like Pincalo said, you should always call the desk sergeant just before you start filming.
Leah feels there could still be miscommunication when it comes to alerting authorities. Then they call in the police that you're using fake guns and one of the police officers rides by, and he thinks that it's something and it can be an accident that way. This hungry filmmaker hopes there can be better dialogue to make sure they can capture their vision. I just think we need better communication within the people in the community here, and the community of arts, of how can we hire the police to protect us while we are this type of art. Yes, current.
Yeah, there should be a bit more clarity in the paperwork thing, in the paperwork part of it, but he definitely should have made another attempt. I think, I think there's blame on both sides, but I think he holds a good majority of the blame here. So let's so that's the end of that article, and we're going to move along to this little gem. Apparently over the weekend there was a threat on Trudeau. I missed this while we were up at the cottage. So this is an opinion piece, I believe. So it says, Trudeau's security scare, a dark turn for an election filled with online threats. The toll of this campaign. The tone of this campaign and the venom expressed towards Trudeau in particular on social media has heightened fears that Canada could go toward a very dark place. What, are we going to become Sith? Are we going to, like, seriously, are we all going to become Sith Lords? So this is his visit to Mississauga, Ontario over the weekend. So let's see here. So this was written yesterday. Or no, I'm sorry, it was written Sunday, updated yesterday. Let's see here. There are so many links. Holy moly. There we go. Holy moly. So many links. Okay, here we go.
Mississauga, suddenly the warning that somebody's going to get shot doesn't sound so preposterous. Michael Wernick, the former clerk of the Privy Council, cautioned last spring that the state of public political dialogue in this country could result in assassination. The admonition was dismissed by currently. But the events at the Mississauga Conference Hall on Saturday night, where Justin Trudeau emerged 90 minutes late for a mass rally wearing a protective vest, have borne him out.
Okay. You reap what you sow, not saying he deserves death threats, but he's universally hated for a reason. Yep, Churchy, you're absolutely correct. I can't blame the police for responding to a situation they were unaware of. At all. That's a good point. Haha, it wasn't because of death threats. It was because of all the shootings that are going on in Mississauga, says Pincalo. Yeah, I would find that more easy to believe than he got a credible death threat.
The election that has been about nothing was in danger of becoming about everything.
Wait, the election that has been about nothing?
Play.
The election that has been about nothing could somehow have become about everything. What are you talking about?
Trudeau was going to take the stage at 5 p.m. to speak to the biggest Liberal rally yet, in front of 30 candidates and around 2,000 supporters. Pause. After an hour, the Liberal leader had still not shown up and the crowd was getting restless. Navdeep Bains, who as MP for Mississauga Malton was host for the evening, started in on another anecdote about how great it is to be Canadian before being shouted down by his own supporters. Another local MP, or Alga, admitted he was filling time and started up a listless chant of 4 more years that petered out quickly. It was clear that something was badly wrong. Trudeau finally emerged 90 minutes late and launched into his stump speech, but his embargo remarks had him thanking his wife Sophie for introducing him, yet she was nowhere to be seen.
That's funny.
It was clear that something was badly wrong. You were semicolon. Link. Share.pa. Link.
Is there a video?
Tweet. What was when nobody from the what was visible was a handful of large men wearing green shirts, sporting backpacks, arranged in a protective phalanx around the Liberal leader. Officials said they are members of an RCMP tactical unit who have been with Trudeau at certain events on this campaign, but they have never, in my experience, been this visible. When asked later what they were carrying in their backpacks, one said a pastrami sandwich and a squash racket. The reality was probably more incendiary.
What? A pastrami sandwich and a squash racket. Oh. If I were Canadian, I would vote for just about anyone else just out of embarrassment. Yeah. Yeah, Churchy.
Nobody from the Liberal Party would comment on the security issue, but officials recognized the incident was so public that it required an explanation. Play. There was, it emerged, a specific threat in the room against Trudeau personally, as opposed to a general threat to the public. You were current.
Uh-huh.
The RCMP's recommendation was to put on a show of strength to deter the threat and to send Trudeau's wife and children back to the hotel. Pause.
I'm sure. So you expect us to believe that there was a credible threat on Trudeau.
The decision was also taken that the show must go on, which must have been terrifying for the Liberal leader, knowing there was the very real prospect that someone in the room was trying to kill him. Trudeau made a reasonable fist of it in the circumstance, giving a speech heavy on the cost of public services that he said would be made under an Andrew Scheer Conservative government. He looked at Doug Ford and said, "My beer," was one of his better lines. But there was not much levity in the room, and most people appeared relieved when the event concluded without incident. Justin Trudeau attends a rally during an election campaign visit to Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, October.
So here's another picture.
Nobody would comment on the nature of the threat, but security has remained tight since, with sniffer dogs checking the buses Trudeau and the media used to travel around.
Oh, good. That'll make you feel happy.
The only comment about the incident Trudeau would make at a Sunday morning event was that his concern was for his family and the other people in the room. "It won't change how I campaign," he said.
Except for the fact that you're late and your speech is even worse than usual. Let's see, the last prime minister to get death threats was the last prime minister to get death threats knocked out his own assassin without a bulletproof vest. My, how the Liberals have fallen. It's true. It's true. And he called it the Shawinigan handshake. Or the Chicoutimi handshake. It was, I give him the Chicoutimi handshake and I knock him out. It was, I miss Chrétien. And I never thought I'd say that.
It is hardly the first general election campaign where security has been a concern. Canada has known political violence, even before Thomas D'Arcy McGee's murder in 1868.
Yep.
More recently, poet Irving Layton quipped that Canada had finally produced a political leader worthy of assassination, in the form of Trudeau's father. Conspiracies involving the American Nazi Party in 1969 and the New York mob in 1974 have since come to light. The mob wanted to shoot Trudeau, in the hope that his friend Fidel Castro would come to the funeral, where they could shoot him too. But the tone of this campaign, and the venom expressed toward Trudeau in particular on social media, has heightened fears that Canada could go to a very dark place. Wernick warned the Justice Committee earlier this year that the rising tide of incitement to violence, where people use terms like treason and traitor in open discussion, these are words that led to assassination. Play.
But he is a treasonous traitor. So what? Because people are using words that you don't like to describe actions that he's done?
Pause.
You think this is going to be a problem? Hi, buddy. Hi. What are you doing?
A casual search on Twitter reveals how dire things have become. The hashtag number traitor Trudeau is an open sewer of conspiracy, the kind of thing the late Christopher Hitchens described as exhaust fumes of democracy.
Oh, you're gonna call on Christopher? Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, so people are talking about things that Trudeau has done that are treacherous and treasonous, and that's a conspiracy. And because Christopher Hitchens called out actual conspiracies, you're gonna invoke his name for this. Wow. Hi, JTR.
Trudeau was presented as a leader who wants to hand the country over to the Chinese. Wondering why he's banning guns, asked one keyboard warrior. You are currently... The online response to the security threat in Mississauga was that it was a desperate campaign stunt and the bulletproof was a costume. Really? Does anyone seriously think an RCMP tactical squad would allow itself to be used as political prop? You were...
Mommy?
The squad doesn't make the decisions as to where it's deployed. You sent a donation. Is my notification, are my notifications being stupid? It is. Thank you, Churchy, for the $5 donation. My Streamlabs app does not tell me what you said because it sucks, because the Streamlabs iOS app sucks. But I do appreciate the $5 donation. You rock, sir. Thank you so much. Let's see.
On Sunday morning, Trudeau had the opportunity to use Thanksgiving as an opportunity to appeal for civility and for zealots everywhere to dial down the rhetoric. Instead, he cranked it to 11.
Okay.
On Sunday morning, Trudeau had the opportunity to use Thanksgiving as an opportunity to appeal for civility.
Okay, so Trudeau had the opportunity to use Thanksgiving as an opportunity. Do you like the word opportunity?
He stopped short of blaming Conservatives for the security scare, rejecting the idea that scare's language had put his safety at risk. But he did call the party reprehensible for running ads that suggest the Liberals will legalize hard drugs. We are seeing an increase in polarization and the politics of fear and negativity from the Conservative Party, including flat-out lies, he said. The Conservative Party is creating falsehoods to scare people into voting for them, or against us. I don't think there's a place for that in Canada.
When have the Conservatives said that the Liberal Party would legalize hard drugs? What? My other Canadian friends say they like Vernier. What are your thoughts? I don't really like him, honestly. I don't know if it's because he translates his ideas very badly into English, or if it's because the more I listen to him talk, the more I see that he doesn't really have a good idea of what he wants to do. And Andrew Scheer even put it the best way, that he's, throughout the decades, he's changed his position very drastically. And I don't think that he knows what his ideas are. Honey, don't scream.
Okay. I don't get you. Oh no! I got it.
The Liberal Party said the Liberal Party was going to legalize hard drugs.
I got
Talking point for 3 or 4 of the Conservative constituents.
I got it. I got it. I got it.
Let's see. It would be an opportunist. Let's see. He may be an opportunist for sure, trying to capitalize on the anti-Trudeau sympathy. Yeah.
See also.
Do you want me to open the door again? You're silly.
Bang.
thing. So what we're going to do, since I'm keeping this a short stream, because Logan also needs to be changed. Nope, don't touch my phone. Mommy needs your phone to read chat. Yeah, read chat.
Why?
So I can see what the people watching me are saying.
Ow.
Oh, did you bang your head?
Yeah.
Oh, did you bonk your head on Mommy's desk?
Yeah.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay, stay out from behind there, please. Nope, don't pull. That's Mommy's charger for her laptop. Okay?
Mommy.
Logan.
Okay. Up.
No, you stay on the floor, please.
Yeah, mommy. Yeah.
You go color.
No, go.
Yes, color.
No.
Yes.
No.
Oh, don't pull my desk. You are so strong.
Mommy.
Yes.
Mommy.
Yes.
Mommy.
Yes.
Mommy.
Yes.
Mommy.
Yes.
Mommy.
Are you going to need a sleep? Oh, that got him away from me, mentioning the word sleep. So this story, this is the titular article. So it says, some disabled Canadians feeling left out of discussion during election campaign. So this subheading says, Amia Mantia, who lost her sight due to complications while undergoing surgery more than a decade ago, poses for a decade of picture at her home. So this is a blind chick who's going to be bitching about how she feels left out of the election discussion. I wonder how. If we can get through all of these links, we'll find out. Okay, here we go. You want the door open, honey?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll let you out. Go get Ninja. Go get Ninja. Ninja.
Amy Amantia tuned into the English language federal leaders debate with modest hope there would be at least some discussion of issues relevant to disabled Canadians. Your
So, finances, housing, healthcare, all of those things don't matter to you as a disabled Canadian?
The first half of the campaign had passed with barely a reference, even from the party that had delivered a historic achievement.
Logan, can you put Alex's tricycle away, please?
The first half of the campaign had passed with barely a reference, even from the party that had delivered a historic achievement in national disability policy. Earlier this year, the Liberals made good on a 2015 campaign promise when the Accessible Canada Act received royal assent, marking the first time any government had enacted accessibility legislation at the federal level. The government estimates 1 in 5 Canadians over the age of 15 is disabled, and Amantia, who is legally blind, hoped leaders would use the October 7th debate to address some of the many issues they face. But those hopes faded as the debate progressed, giving way instead to doubts about how Canada's disabled residents would fare after the October 21st election.
Okay, again, healthcare, just, what did you expect? Did you expect the leaders to talk about 1 in 5? First of all, 1 in 5 Canadians is a ridiculously high statistic. 1 in 5 Canadians. There are, let's say, 37 million Canadians. I'm right here. Can you take the tricycle back to the playroom? Yes, take it back to the playroom. Put it away. Hello, 6. So there's 37 million people. All right. So 1 in 5. You're telling me that 1 in 5 out of these 37 million people, every 5 of group of 5 people, there's a disabled person. Are you kidding? How the hell would our economy function? What are you talking about? Fear-mongering is strong in this article, says Pincalo. No kidding. This is 1 in 5 Canadians are disabled. 1 in 5 over the age of 15. That is a strange cutoff.
We have a lot of very unique needs and circumstances in our community that don't get addressed, Amantia said in a telephone interview from Vancouver. Just a nod, just a mention would have been kind of nice, but it was not to be.
Okay, but so you want to be included and be treated like all Canadians. So when people talk about things that affect all Canadians and don't specifically call out, what were you expecting? Fucking Singh or May to stand up and go, when we become prime minister, we're going to make sure that every city and every province has audible traffic lights. What were you expecting? I'm sorry, but what on earth do you want them to say?
Amantia said that relative silence has persisted into the final week of the campaign, giving rise to concerns throughout Canada's disabled community. Many fear that parties who fail to make mention of key issues facing disabled Canadians while courting votes may prove even more dismissive once those votes have been cast.
You know what? You know why I don't care that they didn't specifically call out disability issues? Because I'm a Canadian who happens to be disabled. And all of the issues that they spoke about affected me because I'm a Canadian. So I didn't feel left out because I consider myself a Canadian who happens to be disabled, not a disabled who happens to be Canadian.
They point to party platforms and public pledges, most of which make scant mention of either the Accessible Canada Act or disability-specific measures on issues such as infrastructure, health, and affordable housing.
The affordable housing was a whole freaking section of the debate. Health wasn't. What debate were you watching? Do you not understand English?
The Liberals' response to questions on disability policy largely focused on past achievements. Spokesman Joe Pickerill did offer some future plans, including doubling the disability child benefit, establishing a $40 million per year national fund meant to help disabled Canadians find work, and simplifying the process veterans use to access disability benefits.
A $40 million a year national fund to help disabled Canadians find work. Do you know how small that is?
The Green Party did not respond to request for comment, and the People's Party of Canada said its platform contained no policy related to disabled persons. The NDP did not provide comment to the Canadian press, but made several commitments to strengthen the Accessible Canada Act in a letter sent to an Ontario-based disability advocacy group. The Act, while widely acknowledged as a significant milestone, was also broadly criticized by nearly 100 grassroots organizations across the country as too weak to be truly effective. Such critiques continued even after the government agreed to adopt some Senate amendments sought by the disability groups, who hoped future governments would continue to build on the new law.
Yeah, because Trudeau can't write an act that's got any sort of strong language in it.
Only the NDP agreed to so when approached by the Accessibility for Ontarians with Disabilities Act Alliance, which contacted all major parties in July. The Liberals hailed this bill as a historical piece of legislation, but without substantial amendments. It is yet another in a long line of Liberal half measures, reads the NDP's response. New Democrats are committed to ensuring that C1 actually lives up to Liberal Party rhetoric. The Conservatives, too, pledged to work closely with the disability community to ensure that our laws reflect our lived realities. Spokesman Simon Jeffries also noted party members pushed to strengthen the act but saw their amendments voted down by the government.
There you go. Este vado no hablo inglés. That's...
The vagueness of these commitments troubles Gabrielle Peters, a wheelchair user and writer. Canada's approach to accessibility has been to grant it as a gift they give us rather than a right we deserve, Peters said. Now that we the ACA, the concern is that the broader public and the government think the issue is resolved when this law is, at best, a beginning. You were
okay, but you've just had two parties say that they would strengthen it if they were in charge. So what the friggity frack are you talking about?
Other disabled voters expressed concern about the handful of relevant promises that have been put forward on the campaign trail. In addition to pledging expanded eligibility for the disability tax credit, the Conservatives have said they would implement a $50 million national autism strategy focusing on research and services for children. The NDP and Greens have followed suit with similar proposals in larger pots of cash. While widely lauded among parent-led advocacy groups, some autistic groups view the proposals with skepticism. Alex Hoggard, who is autistic and uses a wheelchair, said that while much modern disability policy, including the ACA, tends to apply a social lens, discussion of autism is still framed through the outmoded medical model that positions the disability as an ailment to be cured rather than a part of a person's identity.
So you don't want medical science to make your disability easier to deal with? Is that really what you just said? That makes no sense. I for one am glad that the process of making prosthetic eyes exists so that I don't walk around with an empty eye socket and a dead eye in the other socket. You know, just so I can look like a person instead of something out of a horror movie. That's awesome. It doesn't mean that I don't find myself any less blind or that I have internalized ableism or whatever they want to say because I have prosthetic eyes so that, like I said, I don't look like something out of a horror movie. But hey, whatever floats your boat. Or, that wheelchair that you're riding in. Perhaps you don't want to ride in that wheelchair and you just want to seal crawl your happy ass around. Is that it?
Hoggard said action is clearly needed to help parents seeking supports for their children and teachers working to integrate autistic students into their classrooms, but said current attitudes at the heart of the campaign rhetoric are troubling. A national strategy, Hoggard, also risks undermining the goal of broader inclusion for other disabled populations. That is counter to the goals of disability justice to silo autism as this individual condition that warrants the level of attention compared to other disabilities, Hoggard said.
Yes, flagellate yourself.
Like Amantia, Peters felt let down by the leaders' debates, citing the prevalence of discussion around medical assistance and dying over other issues that affect disabled people. The subject is polarizing, with many advocacy groups and individuals asserting such legislation devalues the lives of disabled people and places them at greater risk. You are currently on a text. Such a narrow focus, Peters said, shows all parties' failure to reckon with or address the diverse, complex needs of an overlooked demographic.
Uh-huh. I would have asked the genie to take away my ADHD, but I got distracted.
What strikes me as missing in policy and in this election is us, she said. Disabled people, not inspirational, not motivational, not middle class, not white, disabled people of this country. In other words, most of us.
What? 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 I don't know how to respond to that. I really don't know how to respond to that. Nothing would be good enough, says Pincalo. No, apparently not. That's... Oh boy. I'm broken. Pincalo, you broke me. You win. You win for today. Yeah. Jesus. That's I'm broken. I am absolutely broken. That's just absolutely stupid. That is stupid, 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 stupid. I'm brain broken. And with that, my friends, I really need to go take care of Mr. Logan's diaper. And I need to go make sure that he's all right and everything. So what we're going to do is we're going to end at the hour mark. And please join me in Skep Talk tomorrow for the full hour and a half coffee stream. We'll have lots of fun as we always do. And I'll talk about my NASA article because I'm sure Skep and I will have lots to say about that. And I'm sure we'll have other things to discuss. Later, Mr. Irate. I hope everyone has a fantastic Tuesday. I hope that you guys stay safe, stay happy, stay warm. And we will catch you tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Central. Have a fantastic day. Thank you, Churchy, for the donation. And we will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.